Welcome, sir. So, I'm Dr. Yoganapal and I welcome you in this podcast, the Talk with Researcher. It's for Entente 2023. But here we'll not talk about your research paper that you have submitted in Entente. We just want to know more about you, more about your research work, more about the challenges you face, or more about the your work kind of thing. So, the first question I want to know, sir, I want to know about you. So, if you can introduce yourself for me as well as for the audience.
First, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Yogender ji, for having me and NIIT University for giving me this opportunity. My name is Abhishek Gupta. I'm a PhD doctoral scholar from XIM University. It was earlier known as Xavier University, and this is in Bhubaneswar. And I am working in the area of HR and OB, that is human resource and organizational behavior. Uh, I
I
am a
see.
passionate researcher and I worked with many hospitals in the past, and currently now I'm solely pursuing my research degree.
Okay. So, sir, obviously means not everybody pursue research. It needs courage. So, we'd like to know how you came to this journey of uh, research.
Earlier in my bachelor's and master's, which were in arts, that is the field of psychology. So I have my master's in clinical psychology from Amity University. So back in the day, I used to work in hospitals and clinics as a clinical psychologist, and that meant spending a lot of quality time with a few number of people a day. You know, maybe you get to interact with only 3 to 4 patients and clients every day, but I wanted to touch more people, more hearts, and that's why I thought that getting into a field of collective psychology or human resource management or organizational behavior, I will be able to interact and spread more awareness of psychological health to more people. So that is my reason why I joined research. And not only that, research in itself is such a fantastic area of work. Uh, you learn every day, you spread new knowledge, you drive new knowledge and new perspectives, new paradigms. And I think that is what is truly needed in today's society.
Correct, sir, correct. So, so the main purpose for which you came to research means serving more people.
Yes.
Is it getting fulfilled?
I think so because see, right now NIIT has given me this opportunity to sit in the podcast. I'm reaching maybe tens and hundreds of people through this podcast. Not only the conference that is on 2023 will also allow me to share my perspectives with my colleagues, my researcher friends, and yeah, I think I am able to serve more people this way rather than
Mhm.
spending a closeted time with 3 or 4 people every day. Now I can reach tens and hundreds every day. This is
Yeah,
good.
correct. So basically, you are now able to connect like-minded people as well as the correct target audience.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So, can you provide some overview of your current research focus and any specific projects you are working on?
Yeah, well, my area of interest truly lies in positive psychology and specifically that is mindfulness and spirituality and meaning at work and life. So that is my area of concern at the moment.
And any specific projects you are working on?
Well, the paper that I'll be sharing with you. and the audience during Onton 2023 that is titled The Future of Organizing and Leading. And
I see.
that is focused on what I call spiritual self managed teams and holacracy in the neo and small and medium enterprises. This is a very interesting work that I've taken, and this talks about how flat organizations are something that are in trend nowadays. You see that we with the new generations of labor that are coming up and workers, you see that everyone is very skilled, very specialized. You don't see many people who are not graduates nowadays.
Correct.
And the startup culture or the small and medium enterprise culture is booming like anything, especially in
Mhm.
places like Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai, these very metropolitan cities. You see a couple of friends just coming together. One friend will say, I can make a software. The other friend will say, I can work on the product. The third will say, okay, I will take care of the management and the execution.
Correct.
So everybody is very specialized. Nobody is like in a leading, directing role. Everybody takes care of the certain specific roles in the organization, different centers, and then they all come together and combine their efforts to make an organization. So, in the spirit of this flat organizations, when nobody is a leader, everybody is performing their role equally, nobody superior or junior. This is in contrast to hierarchy, which we are used to for so long since the industrial times. That is, one person is the leader, other people will follow. It's a very sheep and lion mentality. The lion will lead and the sheep will follow. So
Correct.
instead of that, the self-managed teams is the concept I discussed in this paper,
Mhm.
where a team is comprised of many people, but all of them perform specialized expert roles in it. Everybody is special, and
I
everybody is
see.
an individual who deserves to be given autonomy, some sort of freedom and power, and just the freedom to do things the way they want to. And at the end of the day, all efforts are towards the success of the company or towards productivity. So self-managed teams are holacracy. Holacracy is the opposite of hierarchy, and self-managed teams are how you achieve holacracy. So there are many small teams that come together in holacracy. Now I introduce the element of spirituality in this. Okay, so I call them spiritual self-managed teams, meaning that every individual who's part of the small team is also an individual who recognizes their own meaning and purpose in their work. And
Mhm.
it's a very reciprocal relationship. Usually in hierarchical or traditional organizations, you think that, okay, company has too much money, too much power. They'll give me something, some breadcrumbs I will get, and I will be satisfied in that. But here it is not the case. Here it's a reciprocal relationship. So an employee not only takes money and works, as we traditionally think, they also, dedicate their lives and so much of their time to work. They find meaning
Exactly.
in their work. They find belongingness with their colleagues, with the people they work with, their bosses, everybody. So,
Correct.
in spirit of that, uh, spirituality is not only religion. It is also a way of life. You understand that your work and your words, the way you speak, the way you act, it affects everybody and everything around you, right? And you find
Correct.
better meaning in it. You find higher purpose. When you wake up in the morning, you remind yourself why you exist. You know, so that is what I discuss in this paper, and I think it's very, very interesting.
Yeah, obviously, means in fact, I find it really interesting when you first mention spirituality. So I thought that you are now saying that when you are in office or when you are going to work or when you are working, you should uh, worship God or something like that. But you have clarified that it's not that. It's the way of living your life. Correct. And that's what makes the difference. So, sir, please tell me because since the topic has become really interesting now, I want to know more about it. So, you are saying that, let us say, I am an employee of an IIT university and I come to office every day in the morning, leaves every day in the evening. Correct. Now, you are saying that I found my purpose, or I should find my purpose here. Correct. So it's been almost 3 years in an IIT University, and I can now see how this organization is moving and what are the targets. founders want to achieve, and I'm kind of sync with that. But when a new employee joins, they are more looking at the improving their career. So where they see themselves in 1 year, in 5 year time. So how you think that they will find themselves connected with the organization, with the method that you are implementing in the organization?
That, yeah, that's a brilliant question. And it is okay to be selfish, you know. That is, in fact, the basis of spirituality, that you can think about yourself.
I see.
Spiritual component in one's life is very personal. It is too personal. They say that political is personal. I think spiritual is personal. You know, you will even change your political or religious stance based on good arguments and good convincing from other people. Tomorrow, some guru will tell you something, you might, okay, find that very good convincing. Tomorrow, your father or your grandmother will tell you something, or your family people will tell you something, you will find that convincing. The important thing to remember is that the employee or any individual has to recognize that they have an inner life, which is very selfish or very personal. Selfish is not the right word. It's very personal. And it blossoms into a communal prosperity through meaningful, purposeful, and larger than self efforts. Okay.
Correct.
And the concept of spirituality is about having compassion and consideration and understanding towards yourself as well as others. So it is okay. You know, sometimes I believe that when we are more selfish is when we are actually selfless. You know, when we want the best for ourselves, we know that we will never find the best thing for ourselves by just doing it for ourselves. We have to serve other people. We have to be helpful towards other people. If I want a happy family, I'm very selfish or I'm very personal, I want a happy family. Then I need to make sure my parents are happy, my spouse is happy, my children are happy, my brothers and sisters are
Yes,
happy.
yes. Agree.
Right? So be selfish. That is, you know, one of the best things you can probably do for yourself.
Mhm.
There you will realize that you will actually need to be selfless to achieve what you truly want. That is the
Right.
essence of spirituality. You know, you become connected to not only yourself but your organization and the people around you and the environment. You start thinking about the benefit of everybody, because
Mhm.
at the end of the day everybody will benefit you.
Agree. So, sir, that's really good. But see, you talked about this, but you think from the perspective of the founder. So, there's a startup, maybe the bootstrap startup. So, a founder has paid his own hard-earned money or maybe taken from various resources. And now the founder wants to save the resources, utilize the resources intelligently or smartly while employing someone. Correct. And now he wants, or founder wants, that the person who is employed now should work for the purpose of the organization, not only for himself or herself. So, what methods, what practices should founder follow so that the spirituality that you're talking about becomes a necessary part of the job rather than just 1 or 2 days lecture?
That's again a very good question, and I think I need to break this question into a few parts.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
One is, what is the vision of the founder? If the founder is very myopic, you know, very short sighted, and he does not have a grander vision of benefiting everybody who he employs for the work, then of course he would want to control more. He would have more power. And as you said, he will control the resources. He will probably not be able to be as lenient and, give others the autonomy or freedom to work. Uh, and that will, I think, in turn cause a lot of disagreement between the employees' alignment and the sense of belongingness in the organization, as well as the organization's perspective for the employees. So that is one. So, you know, the founder, if he's anyway, everybody is different. Everybody has a style of leading. Somebody wants to be the lion and lead sheep behind them. They want absolute power. So they will lead that way. My topic is not for them. This area of research that I am into is for people who are working with colleagues who they respect, who they want to respect. who they want to
Okay.
maintain respect with.
Yes.
Once again, it's the small and medium. I think you're absolutely right. This is not really effective for large organizations. This is more effective for new, small, and medium uh, enterprises where people are very handful.
I
I
see.
know there is a friend group. One person takes care of the technology, so he's the CTO. He has a team of many people who are working on the technology. One is the management officer, management director. So he takes care of the people who are working, the management, the leading, organizing everything. Then there is the management or business development officer. So he goes out. Then there is the marketing officer. So he goes out marketing.
Correct.
But everybody is serving a special role, and you cannot say that there is this one person who's sitting on top who will be
Mhm.
guiding everybody. That is not possible. Even if a
Correct.
founder wants to control everything and
Mhm.
resources, sooner or later they will realize that they cannot do everything by themselves.
Correct.
Nobody has every skill. And it is only when people become communal and come together in the spirit of being selfless or selfish, that is when they actually achieve combined effort. Uh,
Yes. Yes.
that is why the army has
Mhm.
many people who are there in one battalion. They don't have one
Correct.
strong man in one battalion. There is no
Correct.
team with only one person.
Mhm.
Right? So everybody has to come together, even singers for that matter. You find that,
Correct.
okay, Mohammed Ravi is a very nice singer, but he has an ensemble of instrumentalists who are with them, without whom he's only a voice.
Yes. Exactly. But sir, my question particularly is about the methods that one should employ because see, you are working on a particular research topic. Correct.
Yeah.
Let us say we are talking about MSME and there are five, six people who are working together. But even though these people who are working on separate thing, like somebody is a software developer, somebody is looking after marketing, somebody is looking after, let us say, sales closing or something like that. But still, within them, like five, six people, what strategies you will suggest that you do this? Only then you will have the spirituality or way of life for the organization. What are those methods? I'm interested in those so that one can actually deploy those in their organization.
So, well, at this point, my paper is very theoretical, okay, and I
Okay,
don't
sir.
have very many practical examples to set.
I
But
see.
I am proposing a couple of points, such as these. Uh, One of the points is that self-managed teams they rely on their members for achieving the organization's goals and purposes,
Mhm.
and just the awareness of spirituality and these concepts, and making sure that everybody understands that they belong to one larger unit than only themselves, is in
Mhm.
itself a method of inculcating spirituality in people. Just the awareness of it.
Okay.
You know, everywhere in spirituality, you will realize that you need some guidance, you need support, you need other people to achieve larger than you goals. So
Correct, correct. Obviously.
just the awareness, just you and I talking like this, is in itself a method of achieving it.
Correct.
Okay. Next is that when the founder or the management team or even each individual employee, they put attention in one's own behavior, others' behavior, that automatically improves the citizenship behavior within the company.
Mhm.
The employee feels that I'm a citizen. I need to contribute to this organization, and vice versa. The company feels that okay, I'm at a governing position, so I need to take care of the people who I govern.
Correct.
And it and once again, the awareness has to be developed of one's own cognitive, emotional, and physical needs.
Mhm.
Spirituality is of everything. I am aware of my own emotional needs, cognitive needs, and physical needs.
Correct.
So just the awareness of it is also very important, and it raises their satisfaction, and it instills a feeling of peace and joy within people when they understand that
Correct.
everybody is on the same team. You don't have to fight with your colleagues. You need to be more in synergy with them.
Yes, yes. So, sir,
So it,
again, my question is same. So, you are saying
hmm,
that the awareness needs to be created within organization. So my question is, who will do that? Who will create the awareness?
At this point, only researchers like you and I can do it. At this
Only,
point, because
yeah. So, yeah, exactly. I was coming to that. So, how to contact you to do this awareness and how much time you require? What will you tell people? This, if you can just tell us if you are open for such kind of invitation or not.
oh, definitely.
Mm.
Such training and awareness programs and seminars are one of the best ways to interact with people, and that is my purpose of joining academia and research at the first place, right? To touch
I see.
more lives. My PhD guide and I, we worked on these training programs where we find people from many organizations,
Mm.
organizations I cannot name for secrecy, but we all train one another. And in
Okay.
those trainings, I think, a concept like this would require a lot of belief from the founder because once again it's a very small and medium enterprise thing, right? So number
Correct,
one,
sir.
it cannot be deployed to a large organization, so it has to be small and medium, and even
Okay.
then it has to be done in small batches. This is not something that I can get away by conducting with 50 people at once. 4
Correct.
sessions with 50 people, I cannot do that. I need to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that everybody truly understands the
Mm-hmm.
greater purpose behind the shared vision. The point of spirituality in an organization is not only to feel healthier in yourself, but also
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that the company's vision aligns with the employees and it's a grander vision. That is the
Correct,
point.
sir.
So
So,
yes,
how much time
definitely.
do you need, sir?
I would need about you know making sure that let's say it's a small company of 50 employees and I
Mm-hmm.
conduct groups of 10.
Okay.
There are 5 batches, and those 5 batches take about 4 sessions.
I
This is
see.
not a very complicated concept. 4 days
Correct.
with 10 people is enough for them to understand and reflect. This is
Mm-hmm.
a learning that they have to inculcate all through their lives. This is
Correct.
a seed which will blossom into a tree much later, and you have to nourish it. You have to put in water every day. You need to
Mm-hmm.
believe in your peers, have faith in your founder and the training team. It has a lot to do with belief and a positive feeling towards your company and your people,
Yes.
the life around you. You need to
Mm-hmm.
be, the training will aim at eliminating nihilism, basically. You feel that you are lonely, there is no meaning, but you will
Mm-hmm.
actually find meaning in your own life and the
Correct.
organization's life. That is the objective of the training session that will be conducted here.
And sir, how to contact you for that training program?
Definitely contact me at 9868 That is my mobile number. Plus, my email ID is agupta at duck.com. Uh, that is my email ID. And I can also, my name is Abhishek Gupta, and you can find me over LinkedIn. I'm
Great.
currently associated with XIM University. I think these
Great.
are good keywords to look me up.
Yeah, that will be great actually, because uh, NIIT University is situated in Nimrana. So Nimrana is basically a means there are more than 500 MSMEs here, small
Hmm.
and medium sized enterprises in Nimrana itself. So it can be a good idea for you to visit NIT University someday with this purpose and meet some organizations around us, and maybe we can have this kind of sessions in nearby organizations.
That will be fantastic, and thank you for
Hmm.
the opportunity and considering me for this.
Yeah.
Also, on great news, this month, right after the NIIT Onton 2023 conference, I will be conducting a workshop on this
Great.
in Bangalore. The startup booming industry is there nowadays. The
Yes,
startup
yes.
capital, they call it, no? So I'm going to present a training workshop there, and it's going to be, I think, 5 sessions there. And it is once
Hmm.
again a small company that I'm doing it for, so that will be a good pilot testing for me there as well.
Yes, yes, definitely. And Can this training be done online or you have to be offline?
Communication happens best when it's holistic,
Mhm.
although it can definitely happen online and materials will be shared and everything will be done. But meeting your colleagues in person, making sure that
Mhm.
the audience also feels nowadays, what the Gen Z calls the vibe of other people. That is very
Correct. Correct.
important. You need to
Yes.
feel each
Yes.
other in the same presence, in
Mhm.
the same room. That will only multiply the amount of progress that we make. We will make
Mhm.
progress online as well, no problem. But
Correct.
meeting and sharing the presence of each other will only magnify it, multiply it.
Correct. So, sir, we have talked about your research in depth, understood that you are working on some very important topic, and it is kind of need of organizations as well, since it can help in improving productivity and connect their employees to the organization. So now I want to know, since you are doing pursuing research from some time, so how much time you are working as a research scholar?
It has been 4 years. No.
4 years, perfect. So, sir, just tell me now it's kind of an easy phase we are entering in. So, what are the challenges that you faced when you were starting your research and how you solve those challenges?
Research and PhD, any sort of teaching or any work in academia is only 50% work, and the other 50% is your communication with your colleagues and people around you. You need to have good relationships with your seniors, your juniors, your horizontal level people, so your
Mhm.
colleagues, and making sure that everybody is on the same page is what takes most of our time as a researcher. As a researcher, the point is to uh, communicate our knowledge most effectively. And sometimes people lose patience when they do that. And that is one of the biggest challenges that I have faced, where
I see.
um, people lose patience and they start assuming things. And that is also the number one rule of research. You don't assume things. You make sure that there is some valid perspective that each one of us shares. So,
Correct.
yeah, I think don't lose patience. Make sure that your communication takes as long as it takes for you to make it 100% good.
Correct. Correct. So, sir, is there any particular instance that you want to share with us where you faced a problem, but you were able to solve it innovatively?
The word research in itself means that there has already been a search. You
Correct.
are only redoing it. There
Yeah.
is no novelty truly in any research. You make sure you provide fresh perspectives, and I can tell
Mhm.
you how I have dealt with problems ingenuously, innovatively, but that is truly not true. I have done nothing special
Mhm.
or something totally different from what you would have done or what some other person would have done. So no,
Mhm.
I have not solved any problem with genuine innovation. It is only a matter of perseverance and persistence.
I see.
You need to be uh, resilient. That is most important. Don't let the negativity or others downsizing you really affect you. Keep your head up high, believe in yourself, be true. As a researcher, one of the best things, or a teacher, is that you don't have to lie. This is not a manipulation that we do here. We are trying to
Correct.
be uh, uh, the leaders of society because we provide education. That is what we do. The word doctorate means a teacher. So when you know that you are working honestly, earnestly, dedicatedly, sincerely, there is absolutely no challenge that will come and you will not be able to handle them. Be true. Satyameva Jayate is a shlok that we use here in India, which means the truth shall always prevail, and I truly believe in that.
Correct. Correct. So, sir, I would like to know about the collaboration and networking part. Means basically, do you believe that collaboration help in research journey? Because research is considered as something that many people don't take research as a career in India. Correct. So I want to know whether those who are doing research, you want to make their life little easier. That's why I'm asking this question. So, do you believe collaboration helps in research journey?
Short answer is yes.
Okay. So it has
Uh,
helped you?
it has helped me,
Okay.
but I must add that research or such things like teaching and doing doctorate or teaching, studying, it takes a certain amount of privilege to do it. That is why many of us are not able to pursue it for a long time, or even people who are actually passionate about it can't actually do it because they need to earn money.
I
People have a
see.
short-term vision and they are not able to study or do research for a longer time because people need employment in our
Mhm.
country, especially developing countries such as ours or any other Southeastern Asian country.
Correct.
So, yeah, networking is in fact the X factor that
Mhm.
can exponentially grow your career. If
I
you,
see.
by luck, luck is a very important factor. By luck, meet somebody from somewhere who can give you a opportunity. Uh, Go for it. Go for it. And research will never stop. Your entire life since you were born till you pass away is a matter of research. You're learning every day. You have theories in your head. You try to prove them empirically. You do experiments. Your life in itself is a research, not only academia. Here, only you present one very short part of your life in a paper. That is all you do.
Correct.
But collaboration, what it helps you do is raise your quality of life exponentially. Tomorrow, if I meet the right people and they connect me to more right people, and I can do more workshops, I can conduct
Mhm.
more research, get collaborative, have a English researcher collect some sample there, some Mexican sampling from there, and then I can compare, three different worlds of research together. Anything can happen.
Correct.
Collaboration is something, a networking is something where anything can happen. That is why this NIIT's Entente 2022, 2021, 2023 this year is an excellent opportunity for people to come in abroad and in India to collaborate, meet new people, share experiences, make friendships, which is so needed in our field. We are very lonely otherwise, all of us.
Correct. Correct. So, sir, was there any collaboration that you found has improved your research during your research journey?
Truly depends on what kind of researcher you are. Um, I tend to learn from every experience, so I cannot pick and choose, say that, okay, this one incident has really impacted my life.
Okay.
That is not a sensationalist view that I keep. I think
Mhm.
everything has its goods and bads, the yin and yang, the light and dark, and there is much to
Mhm.
learn from every experience. So, no, not really. No one collaborative experience has given me everything that I've asked for, but they have certainly benefited me,
I see.
helped me mature as a person, as a researcher. That is
Mhm.
important.
Great.
Incremental growth is way more important than winning lottery one night. You don't know what to do with that.
Correct. Correct. So, sir, your field is very popular field. Means OBHR is kind of a popular thing, and many researchers pursue this. Correct. Obviously, many has to live in between. Research is not an easy thing. Many people qualify, many people face difficult, and then they complete this. So, any advice that you want to give to a researcher, and one or two advice that you think is most valuable advices from your side?
No matter what you do in life, study philosophy and logic. And try to learn the mathematics of language.
Mathematics
Uh,
of language.
Mathematics of language.
I
Uh,
think for this topic we have to talk in some other talk. It's something very interesting. So, can you tell what is mathematics of language?
why I said everybody, especially researchers, should do philosophy and logic is that philosophy teaches you a passion for knowledge. That is
Mhm.
the purpose of it. And philosophy will enable your passion and penchant for new knowledge, and logic will help you achieve it. Okay, philosophy is the soft skill, and logic is the counterpart, which is the more material, manifested way of achieving that knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So, logic, in my opinion, is what I mean by the grammar or the mathematics of language.
I see.
There you understand what is true, what is false.
Okay.
Um, And that is, I think, the biggest advice I would give to everybody, even school students. You know, you're
Mm-hmm.
freshly graduating from 12th or 11th. Read up, take a book on philosophy, take a philosophy 101 on YouTube and
Mm-hmm.
logic. There are those Skillshare and new things are coming up nowadays to train you. Brilliant and all that. They teach you logic. It clears the way you think about things. Not everything is
Okay.
good, not everything is bad. Everything is the way that it is. The
I
number
see.
five is not greater than number two. You know, they all have their special place. So understanding that everything in this world is special, deserves their own recognition, and equal amount of enthusiasm is what philosophy and logic will enable you to do. And in fact, I would have wished, and I wish the new NEP does it sometime, that they introduce philosophy and logic in school so that people get a taste of not only research but wording life itself from that age. And I think if us PhD scholars or researchers would have learned philosophy and logic back in school days, we would have learned more. You know, our brains are more malleable then, not now.
Mm.
So that philosophy and
But
logic are something that are very close to my heart as a researcher.
correct. So maybe you can take these sessions for students, school students as well. If school contacts you or parents contact you, is it possible?
Definitely, definitely. As I mentioned, please contact me at 9868173689 or agupta@duck.com.
Yeah. So do you have any a particular syllabus ready for school students on this topic?
No, as a potential doctor and a researcher, I don't have anything ready for my audience. I make sure that I first interact with them. I
Yeah,
have a good knowledge of who they are and then tailor it according to what they
correct.
would want, they would need.
So that will be
I
really
cannot
great, sir.
I cannot expect the 12th class students or 11th class students or 10th class students from a tier 1 city to
Mhm.
understand at the same level as a village going kid or a three-tier
Correct,
city, right?
correct, correct.
So I have to tailor it based on what they need and what they would value. That is very
Mhm.
important.
So we'll see if such kind of sessions can be arranged in the schools as well,
Oh,
because they can
definitely.
give a, yeah. Okay, sir. So now let's come to the publication, because publication is an important part of finishing your research work, getting the PhD degree. So, how do you approach the process of research publication? And what role do conference plays in your academic journey?
Let's talk about publishing in a journal, okay, books or journals, uh, or even let's say these seminars or conferences for that matter.
Mhm.
This very paper that I am sharing with you today, or I will be on the day of the conference on 2023, has faced over 20 rejections
Oh,
from journals. Okay, just last month did it get accepted, and soon it will be published. So what did I learn in these more than 20 rejections about this topic or this phenomena that I'm covering?
mhm.
I learned that people look at it very differently.
I
I
see.
learned that I have to write in such a way that is more generalizable for the audience.
Mhm.
Every time that I faced a rejection or a failure in life, the only way to move ahead is to be better, is to take in feedback and not lose your larger vision of life. You know, if I give up, then I give up. And nobody should give up on their dream.
Right.
Sometimes people think that, okay, if I don't do this, then there is no meaning in my life. So this is somewhat like me. I think that once again, be resilient, be
Mhm.
persistent, and believe in yourself. As long as you're true, you truly welcome feedback. In What is the point of a conference? You present your paper to so many different researchers and students and academicians, or employees from different organizations. You take in perspective. You talk.
Mm-hmm.
You talk for half an hour. You talk for 1 hour. You talk for 3 hours. You network with them. You
Correct.
share ideas. You take ideas. This is what
Mm-hmm.
being a man is. And by man, I mean a human is. We interact. We are social beings. So
Exactly.
this whole publication and conference, they are very important in a researcher's life. And it is important because for all those who are struggling with, oh my God, I have to publish. Oh my God, I have to do conferences. I don't know how to do this. I don't want to do it. Why can't I just do my own thing? The answer to all that is so that you grow as a person. Not everything will be according to your comfort zone. You have to get out there. You have to make sure that you can relate with everybody in this world, meet people from different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot keep eating dal and roti every day. If I go to Europe, I will have to eat like them. I will have to dress like them. And it is okay to do that. Your identity is not selfishly yours.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps the only identity we have is kindness. Okay. As long as you have kindness for others in your heart, you don't have to prove anything.
Correct. Correct.
So keep
So.
going, be persistent. Publications and conferences will be difficult, challenging,
Mhm.
but never give up.
Correct. Correct. So, sir, basically, we all do research. As a researcher, we obviously do research and we present our papers in conferences, we publish in journals. Most of the journals, conferences are inviting academicians, isn't it? So, what do you do in order to take your research work outside the circle of academicians and actually reach to the target audience?
Well, number one, we take help from people like you and do these podcasts where
Great
I can
stuff.
advertise all this knowledge. And you have to leave some things to the universe and keep faith in it. Somebody who would actually want to learn will partner with NIIT, will ask
Mhm.
you that who do you think is working towards actually helping and training genuinely people, and then you will recommend them to me, and I will have to take it on from there. I have to earn their trust. There is no, as a researcher, I don't have so much money to hire billboards on the road and advertise my face and say,
Correct,
hire me,
correct.
I'll teach or I'll train. It is all about good word of mouth.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, we are ourselves the product, right? In this field,
Correct.
we are the product.
Mhm.
And that is very difficult for some people to digest, but that is the hard reality here. And for such a niche quality product to shine and sparkle, we need good word of mouth. And that will
Exactly.
only happen when I am kind, I am patient, I try to put in my efforts passionately, and people will see it. Sooner or later they will see it. So
Correct,
believe in
correct.
yourself. I think that is my ultimate answer to all these questions. Don't give up.
Yeah, yeah.
Every day you will find reasons to give up, but get over them.
Correct, sir. So now I would like to know some personal information, sir. Who is there in your family?
I have my lovely mother who has raised me with a lot of love, and I have my father who has made sure that I feel uh, secure all the time. So, my
Yeah.
mother and my father, I have my late grandparents who have raised me, given me their time, their wisdom, and today that I look back, I wish I was more patient with them. Uh,
Yeah.
I had time and I did not know it.
Correct,
I
correct.
had love, I did not see it. But
Yeah, that's true.
today I see all of that, and very important these things are in life. These are not just words; they are life. These people, my family, they are my life.
Correct, correct. So, sir, where do you stay? You are in college campus or you are at your home?
I am currently at home. Although I keep
Hmm.
traveling to Exam University every now and then,
I see.
meet my advisors, my thesis advisory committee, my guide, supervisor,
Hmm.
and other people, my colleagues. I make sure that my research is up to date in the sense I keep presenting it to them, take feedback,
Hmm.
because the more feedback you take, the more improvement you make. And then suddenly, after 6 months, I suddenly present something and people give me rejection, which is,
Correct,
bound
correct.
to happen. I will feel bad. But if you keep taking the feedback as you
Hmm.
progress, the chances of errors and failure go down.
Correct, correct. And are you working somewhere or you are a full-time researcher?
I am located in Kolkata, and I am not currently working anywhere,
Hmm.
although I am in talks with somebody
I see.
for employment that way. But currently, I'm full time in research. Last 4 years, I've been full time in research.
Okay, okay.
Once
So
again,
it
my
must.
idea
Hmm.
of philosophy is to be passionate about what you do. So, till the time
Correct.
that I did not get the taste of research, how could I have done anything else?
Exactly,
Hopefully.
exactly. So, sir, why I'm asking this? Because I want to know two things. First of all, financially, is it challenging or it's kind of okay? And also, in terms of responsibility about family, since you are traveling, going to the campus, and then coming back to your hometown. So, how are you managing these two things, the personal connections or basically responsibilities, family responsibilities, and the financial things?
I think I mentioned in the beginning of this talk, research is for the privileged. Okay, if you don't have a certain corpus behind you or some backing, then your
Mhm.
sustainment becomes very difficult.
Exactly.
Back in the day, researchers used to be under trees or on roads walking and educating people. Nowadays, we
Mhm.
have computers, so we have stuck ourselves to the power outlet. Okay, you need energy.
Correct. Correct.
We are
Correct.
bound to a wall now. That is the
Yes.
only
Yes.
difference.
Mm.
Otherwise, it's still like back 500 years ago. We are
Mm.
uh, we are what they call garib. Okay, we are the
Correct.
poor ones, and it is
Mm.
because we don't have other possessions is why we have the bandwidth for knowledge. If I would
Correct.
have had too much gold on my neck or my hands, probably I would not have so much uh, passion for research in my mind or heart.
Yes. Yes.
So it
Mm.
becomes
And
very difficult to sustain yourself. You're right,
correct.
absolutely.
Correct. And what about
Uh,
family responsibilities, sir?
Again, not all privilege is only monetary. You need privilege in terms of your family environment as well.
Mm.
My family,
Yes.
fortunately, I'm so privileged that not only do they have some sort of money to sustain me, but they also have the right environment to provide me for clear thinking. I don't have to do daily drama and family soaps really at home. Uh,
Great. Great.
so it is important to really recognize who you are and if this is the right field for you or not.
Mm.
I'm not
Correct.
saying that you need to be rich or have a
Mhm.
fantastic family life, personal life to be a researcher, but who are you? And if you can't answer that question, then how do you know you're good for any role? Let go a researcher. How do you know you can be good at anything?
Mm. Correct. Absolutely right, sir. So, since you left your job first, then you joined PhD, um, and it's been almost 4 years now. So, I would like to know any particular memorable moment where you think that, yeah, that's kind of a proud moment for you, and I take a really good decision to come to the research field.
I'll just tell you a funny incident in general in research,
Great, sir.
and
Great.
this is related to my interview day for my research. Okay,
Mhm.
everybody will eventually pass their written exams. I hope. Best of luck, anybody who's watching. You will pass eventually, sooner or later. But then the real test comes when it's the interview, right? And people are judging you. You might be very good
Mhm.
in books, but
Correct.
what happens when they ask you what is the difference between type 1 and type 2 error in statistics? Where do you go then? Okay. So there are obviously going to be questions that will stumble you, and that is the point of those questions.
Mhm.
Sometimes the interviewer knows who you are and you're good, you're skilled, but they
Mhm.
will ask you a question knowing you will fail. I do that. I do that.
Correct.
I ask questions knowing that the person in front will fail, only to
Mhm.
see
Mhm.
what is their attitude in answering that question.
Correct.
How do they answer something they don't even know?
Mhm.
Okay, that is important because we are all trained for success. We are not truly trained for failure. So how does
Correct.
the person in front of me is good for failure? Okay, so funny incident. Uh, Nowadays, we are all addicted to our mobile phones. Okay, we
Yes.
take them everywhere. We are even driving. We are messaging somebody. We are in the bathroom. We are taking the phone with us. Okay, we are sleeping 10 minutes before sleep. Also, we are perusing our mobile phone. So one of those days, I am bored at home and I have taken my phone to the bathroom and I'm
Mhm.
doing my business and I have my phone and I'm still listening to some statistics. Okay, just like that. And my
Sorry.
family people say, "Oh my God, what are you doing? You're taking your phone to the bathroom, and that is so dirty. And don't do that. And don't do this." That day, I learned about a concept in statistics. Okay, very
Okay.
passingly because I was in the bathroom, I was showering, I was under the shower,
Mhm.
and I was listening to it.
Correct.
The next day, or maybe that day only, I had my PhD interview afternoon.
Mhm. I see.
And the dean of my school, he asked me a very important question. He said,
Mhm.
okay, and this is back in 2020 when COVID had just started,
Mhm.
COVID 19. So he asked me that when you look at a graph, you suddenly see that, cases are rising, rising, linear, 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 and then it explodes like that.
Correct.
Why this
Yeah.
explosion?
Mhm.
What has changed? Okay, in statistics, what has changed for that explosion to happen? And
Mhm.
I was the happiest man that day because if I had not watched or listened to that podcast or that statistics video that day in my bathroom, I would not have been able to answer that question, right? And by the way, just to people who are curious, the answer is because it takes time for the evaluators to report the number of cases. So suddenly, when you have more instruments to measure the number of cases, you will suddenly see that there is a rise.
Correct.
Earlier, there was not enough testing, so it was linear. And then when you have good testing protocols everywhere, then suddenly you see, okay,
Mhm.
2000 cases. That is the answer. But once again, there is no place perfect, no time right for you to learn.
Yeah.
So
Learning is
keep learning.
important.
Learning is important.
Correct. Correct. So that's really nice. So now I believe in 1 year or let us say in half a year, you should complete your PhD as per the time I see. So what are your plans after you complete your research, sir?
Academicians don't earn as well as corporate employees, but they do have a peaceful life in the campus. Academia is supposed to be very respectful, and you teach new students, you interact with so many new faces. It keeps
Mhm.
your mind fresh and young because you're interacting with fresh minds. So it has its
Correct.
goods and bads. So does having a corporate job. There are benefits in long-term investment and short-term investment. So a good balance of everything is very
Mhm.
important. My aim and objective after my PhD is to teach, obviously. I am very passionate about teaching. That's why.
Okay.
Somebody else, it might be different. But also conduct training and workshops and be part of a company.
Mhm.
So once again, as you said, academicians or researchers are not able to communicate with the business world so much. So our conference and our findings are sometimes only restricted within the conference walls.
Mhm.
So making sure that I have my both legs in both places and be able to manage it really well is
Mhm.
something that I look forward to. And I like challenges. I don't want to give you an easy answer saying
Mhm.
that this is the perfect dream work life for me. No, no, no. Let it be a bit challenging. Let me face more failures in life.
No, I just wish you, in fact, we from Onton team, we wish you a really good uh, and successful career after your PhD is awarded. And that was really nice talking to you, sir. I learned really new things, especially the spirituality part in a work environment was kind of new. I will explore more. And I believe that you will conduct sessions for companies and the spirituality you would like to teach to kids. I hope you do that as well. And we'll see how we can facilitate it if it is possible. Because my son is also 7 years young, so he goes to a school. Let's see if that school permits. We would like to have a session. I would like my son to um, understand a little bit of philosophy as well. Obviously, good for him. So the talk was really nice, sir. It was really nice talking to you. Um, I want to say that you please come to NIT University during Onton 2023 if you can. If you cannot, you are most welcome to join online, and I will listen to your paper. Means obviously when you are presenting during the conference, then I'll get more ideas from the paper. So
For
anything
sure.
else we want to share that I was not able to ask?
No, I think you were a perfect interviewer for me today, and you just asked such stimulating questions that I could speak my heart, not only my mind, because my mind is supposed to be working during the conference. This is a more one-on-one personal time that we have spent.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
hardly, as researchers, get these opportunities to do it. We are always bias-less, very practical people who are supposed to be very data-oriented and speak no assumptions and beliefs. But thank you for the opportunity to, exclaim how important kindness, philosophy, spirituality, and logic is in our lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for joining. And we will see you in on 2023 now. Thank you very much, sir.